So it's 11:23 a.m. anyway on a Sunday, and my girl is working out. Not working out. I'm working out. She's going to work. She even woke up late, but that feeling of even waking up late and I gotta go and like still going. You know what I'm saying? Like it's could be chaos to the mind or whatever, but still going. Like that's what I was doing at work. Why can't I hold a job? I will say the only other thing I've been consistent in is like dishes. For like a year straight, I had this three combo. I do the dishes, then I clean the litter, the cat litter, then I take out the trash. Even if I'm doing all the chores, whatever, there's a reason because in my childhood, that was my duty in the house was to get the chores done. And I would always put it off till last minute, and I was always just having fun doing stupid shit, whatever. Then I know my dad's gonna be here in 30 minutes, so I'm like, oh shit, rush to clean everything. So it's crazy how you could clean the whole fucking house, do your shit in like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour for sure if you would catch it at an hour some days, right? But it's like, why wouldn't you do that first things first, knock it out, then proceed? But the thing is, for me, when I hit my push-ups first thing, because that's my so-called priority to me, that's like, okay, what else like to do? And for me, that priority is to clean the house, do the dishes, etc. And by the way, I stopped doing the litter after the Kit Kat died, and we got a damn burial for him. It's out there, other side. We buried him out there. That's my little wood deal that I'm working with. Stacking wood, chopping it. I did that to cover the damn rain. It's going to be a stormy week ahead, so I don't really see using the fire pit. Homemade fire pit, just dug a hole. Don't even know if there's any pipelines down there. I didn't call the city at all, by the way. That sounds crazy to say, but and still got some wood piles down there. But I got a girl asking me questions like, "Do you really love me? And you really want to be with me?" I'm like, I'm over here trying to chop wood every day. It's like, man, you might not even damn be here. Like, I am a man child because I crave independence, but not willing to pay the price to hold responsibility. And hopefully by now I'm editing my videos so that it comes out a little bit better and you don't have to wait for me to return. But like, this isn't even my computer. Like, I'm using this laptop like I did when I was in high school, doing the same type of shit, just talking one-on-one like this. Never uploaded anything, never edited like I really wanted to, even though I had this software back then. Now I don't even have any software. But I think that's because like it's not necessarily supposed to consume all my time right now. Look at that, there's a damn cat out there. Ever since we let her out one time, now she fucking loves it. Oh, there she is. I know she's cold. Anyway. Chloe. What are you gonna do? But yeah, you're supposed to like address problems anyway in a higher frequency. We know that as a fact. It's our optimal state. We gotta raise our damn frequency, aka boost the oxidation in our blood. Go for a little walk. That's why, like, when you're sitting down, like at your desk or whatever, concentrating on what the issue is, like beating your brains over it, like go for a 15-minute walk around the block or something. And then, more than likely, surprisingly, like an idea pertaining to that or just a solution will just pop off. Like when you're not even thinking about it, you're just going for a walk and it will just come to you, right? That's why they say sleep on it. There was even a thing on 60 Minutes I saw when I was younger that said like people that were typing X words per minute, they do it like X amount of time before bed, like 30 minutes or something before bed, then they go to sleep, and then when they wake up after getting fresh or whatever, they do it again. They see an increase, positive. So even your subconscious works in your sleep. So then, per se, you could train your subconscious. We're already supposed to be hypnotizing ourselves anyway in the first place. Excuse me. Because all our words are hypnotizing. The music we listen to is hypnotizing. The movies we're watching. You're seeing thousands of deaths on TV every year. In order to be remembered, leave nothing behind but love. Yeah, because people don't care about what you do and what you say. They care about how you make them feel. Hey, stop it. Hey, cut that out. Get out of here. This is, man. You wildin'. Now you don't get living room privileges. You know what it is. No wonder, dog. Oh, I'm such a jackass. Oh man, I'll tell you what though. I knew it was particularly cold last night. I was like, damn, man. But it's cause like I turned off the heat while I was baking chicken in the oven because it was hot as shit. Never turned it back on. So like we slept the whole night cold as shit. Woke up cold as shit. I gotta say, the fucking AC unit has been going good, strong this whole year. You know, we'll see how it withstands the winter. But yeah, man, you know. I knew there was a change, man. Because this morning I wanted to do the same thing I did yesterday, which was use those logs. But it's been raining. Even yesterday it was raining, but I still followed through because my girl was here and I don't like doing push-ups inside while she's in the house. I don't know. I just don't want to be in the same place. Even though, like, I did them right there and she was right here. So, it's like, same shit. Like, she, you know what I'm saying? And then she went to go watch TV. But what you looking at? Anyway, You gotta learn how to pivot, man. I get into this state where I'm just like, routine, it gotta be the same, gotta be the same. And then when I don't meet the criteria for it to be the same, I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, it fucks up my whole day. Gotta learn to pivot. Woke up late today, you know? The girl woke up late for fucking work. And I even told myself, that's what's crazy. My alarm went off 2 times, 8:30, 9 and 9:30. At the 9 o'clock one, I knew I'm supposed to get up. I'm already late. I'm supposed to be waking up at 8:30. I went to sleep at like 1:30. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Only little baby boys are up late playing video games. I wasn't even playing video games last night, but I was watching TV. I was on some bullshit. I was even too exhausted to maybe mentally exhausted and what to even talk to my AI. Because the day before, I found myself like falling asleep talking to AI and shit. Last night I just fell asleep like watching videos. But it's like even that's your subconscious. I've known that for years, but even when I was like documenting like how I am now, like I have a video of me like sleeping, and I have this fucking Always Sunny playing in repeat. Like I always have these like long running shows in the background while I sleep. Maybe I want to feel like I got people, you know what I'm saying? During these times where I'm just going to work, coming home, going to work, going home. I usually just play shit in the background. People just talking, either The Office or Always Sunny, something, you know? But, yeah. You know what it is. It's because, like, it's a new damn month. It's a new damn week. Sunday. I just feel like I fucked up so much, man. Like, my mom's in a nursing home right now. Like, there's no reason to be, except for the fact that her health has declined, and that would just be due to non-usage. And I was able to catch the signs and say, okay, she needs to go for daily walks, she needs to do stuff, and like now it's been like all this time, and nobody gives a fuck about her. Sorry, no disrespect, but I'm just gonna call it like they don't care. But you know, what about you? You know, I remember telling my friend when I was first dealing with this, you know, initially a few years ago, I was like, damn, like they treat her like crap or whatever. Like I feel as though they don't really like her like that. And he's like, what? And I said, like, damn, I feel like I gotta do something. And he's like, I don't see why you have to do that. Like, you're like the baby of the family, you know? Like, your sisters are older. Like, they should be doing that type of shit, especially if they have the so-called money to do it. But even when they have the money to do it, like, the intention, like, the intention behind everything, because everything is frequency, right? Negativity is contagious. It's sticky. So even if the money is there, that's the same as me being in low places, like living in a house that's not mine, not having a car, all this shit, but I do it to myself, and then I'm making a decision, a choice to do it year after year after year. It's been like this for some years now. We're going on 10 years of just like getting jobs and quitting. Get a job and quit, get a job and quit. Like probably the longest one I had was maybe in the last few years. And the only one that's for sure, 2 years was cleaning office buildings. But that's just because like it was my best friend's dad, and I was like, I'm not gonna like not show up. You did. So there was that damn accountability. So that's probably the longest running I had. Even then, near the end when I started to do it part time and handle less buildings. But that was the longest running. Yeah. And then so yeah, 10 years, bro. Because I got my first job in 2013. I quit it in 2014. So it's been 10 years. Because it's December now. It's about to be 2025. So next year cannot have this type shit, bro. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to be homeless because that's my next step, B. I can't keep a job. I can't provide rent. I'm 28 now. This isn't going to go on for another 10 years, let alone another 5 years, let alone another 3 or 2 years or one. Barely one. The same way as like borrowing money from my mom. Like, what kind of relationship is that? I was thinking about that last night or the other night. I'm like, damn, bro, like you hit her up and shit, but then you're just like, can I get some more money? Can I get some more money? Like, what type of shit is that on the other point of view, right? Like, our relationship is just you asking for money and you won't pay it back. And why is it that you can borrow money, like all these years, bro, of just borrowing money, like, and then you borrow like such a small amount from your dad, and you're so like, I gotta pay him back. I gotta pay him back. Like, why is there a difference? Why is there a difference that you gotta pay your pops back? Is it because he needs it so? Or is it because your word means more because his word means more to him? Or, you know what I'm saying? He holds your word more to say, hey, man, like you said you paid me back. Like, my mom has said it, but ain't really pressed on it. You know what I'm saying? So, been borrowing money from my mom for years to cover rent, to cover phone bills, and knowing the last couple years, like, hey, this ain't gonna work, you dig? Like, in a long distance run, how many years can you, like, live off of your parents? Like, I knew I was coming to the end when I was staying in my dad's couch. I'm sleeping on a fucking couch, B. I don't know why I keep using that terminology, but I'm sleeping on my dad's couch for like 8 months, and I'm even thinking like, you're not possessed to go get a job, like work at Burger King, bro. It's walking distance. I'm like, damn, I don't want to work food again. All right, go get a big boy job. Damn, I'm not willing to stop smoking so I can pass a drug screening. Well then, all right, be a fucking bum. Be a fucking bum. Told you how to do it. You don't want to fucking do that? You're not going to control your hands not to take a puff? Then be a loser. Because that's what a loser is. Saying he wants something and not later achieving it. And I've been in this habitual routine of being a loser for 10 years straight. Because I say, my dad even told me in the beginning, if you're going to quit a job, you know, at least reach a goal first. I'm going to save $1,000 first and then cut. Or I'm going to reach it to this date by the end of the year and then I'm going to cut. I even wrote that in my journal when I had a job last year working at Bill Miller's. I was working there around this time. But I know, like a week before Christmas, I quit that motherfucker. It's like crazy because that's what I was waiting for. I want the rush. You know what I'm saying? I need speed. I was ready to attack. I was all excited for it. And on top of that, they needed me to do it. So why would you quit? Especially when you have zero excuse. You live right up the fucking road. Your homeboy works there, has your phone number. He's even calling you. And you won't fucking go, and it's walking distance. And during that time frame, I had a car, cash, that my mom paid for. The last car my mom paid cash for. Oh, by the way, that's not even the last time my mom gave me money for a car. The last time my mom gave me money for a car, she was there. And that's the time when she really could have just sent it to me and I could have gone in person because I was legitimately going to buy a car. And I pulled up on Homeboy, never met him before, but he was on Facebook, and I bought the car cash. But she wanted to see the transaction, I know. But the last time, the beginning of this year, I asked for money. She was like, oh, I should come down there and we should go to a car lot. Something like that. I should have taken that. But instead, I took the money, and this so-called homeboy that I know from Houston, he's like, I have this car up for sale on Facebook. He's like, if you want to buy it. I'm like, yeah, I need a car. And what's crazy is like some months before that, like I had a Mustang, paid cash. Yeah, that's the thing. The Mustang was last year. And in the beginning of this year, This guy has this car. He's like, I have this car. I'm putting it up for sale. I'm like, oh. He's like, I'm like, oh, how much? How much? Like, what the fuck? He sold, breaking it down even more, he sold my vehicle and he's like, you know you're going to spend all of this money, right? Because I'm bad with money. He's, you know, get out of here. And he's like, I'll keep some for an investment in your next vehicle. I was like, okay. And then I asked him about that shit a few weeks ago, and he was like, oh, no, I gave it back because you asked for it. You said you needed money, remember? I was like, oh, yeah, yeah. But I knew, like, he didn't give it all to me. He only gave some of it to me. You understand? Like, not all of it. So this nigga took some of the money from that, never gave it back, on top of, like, he sold my car. Really, I should have never fucking talked to him. And what's crazy is we started linking up. We started talking again when I first got that job. And I was excited. I really needed to be in a mental place of clarity. I had a car. You understand? And even when I knew him like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, when we were driving to Houston every day, every time I had a car, he was just trying to sell it. He's like, let me sell that. Even my first car that my mom ever bought for me, not my first car, but the first car that she bought for me, she bought me like 3 or 4. Understand? Or at least helped me buy a couple. And the first one, because they paid it cash so long, or just cash straight up, X amount of dollars. I remember thinking like, dang, that's low. It was either 500 or 1,000, something like that. Just because lady didn't even care about the profit. She's like, this person passed or whatever, and they left this, and I don't know what to do with it. It's been here for a few months. So it was a cool classic car, stick shift. I had to learn how to drive stick shift. It was dope. It was light enough that if I had to pop the clutch, I could push it by myself. You know what I'm saying? Just run that motherfucker. It was cool. I got to learn stick shift. No, that's not how I learned stick shift. But I love stick shift. I've always loved stick shift. I've owned 3 stick shift cars. My first one was stick shift. That's the one I had to learn. My first car, I had to learn how to drive. Well, there you go. That's a skill. Whatever. Yard work is a skill. Something, fucking something, right? Go out and do something. I heard a guy say, because I've been in the same routine ever since my dad, like, sleeping on his couch. But the only thing I was consistent with, again, was going for walks, hitting push-ups. Now, 2 years later, only thing I've been consistent with is working out, whatever that pertains, push-ups being a priority, and journaling. That's the only thing I'm being consistent with. Like, I only missed like a week last week because I thought I was going to transition to like video documentation, but no, because there's too much insight in my personal life that I have to put out on paper. I can't just be spewing it to the masses. And then even accordingly, I should have a separate notebook to like write down like a fucking script, subjects to stick to, be the affirmative. You know what I'm saying? Because you freestyle and go off the basis. This channel is just for freestyle. But as it pertains, you know, you could be an intellectual. I met a fucking homeless man literally in McAllister Park, and he's talking all this stuff. I'm like, damn, he knows a lot of stuff, and I can agree with like 30% of what he's talking about right now. Some of it was a little wild, kind of like Kanye, but a lot of it was on point. I'm like, damn, he ain't too far off, you know? So he understands the system and everything. And I'm like, well, let me know if you need anything. He's like, I need cash. I need money. And I remember thinking, like, damn, B, like, why the fuck am I going to give you money? Like, I need to make money my damn self. I don't even have a fucking job. You know, I had like $3 in my pocket, but I'm like, I need that shit. The fuck? You know? So... But I remember thinking like, wow, this guy is so smart, but he's homeless. So how much can I really take his damn word for it, you know? How much can I really, like, it kind of makes me default to not really want to listen to him. I felt that energy, even though I'm usually like I'm usually open to see other people's perspective, even if they don't agree with me. That's the one thing that I would say I enjoy about myself is the ability to like obtain information and not so much be involved in emotion. Sometimes yes, but like just hearing someone's point of view, even if it totally goes against my beliefs, like I feel like there's one speck of gold in there. There's got to be, and there's no need for me to tell that person, like, hey, like you're wrong, you know. Like that's why like on YouTube videos, I never understood people like putting hate, like just posting. I'm like, okay, you don't like it, obviously, so just leave. Anytime I see something I don't like, I just leave. Why would I have to like say something negative? Even though maybe sometimes I have. I've caught myself on like a girl. Man, should I put out business like that? The Jewish Barbie who was on Jersey Shore, because I would watch Jersey Shore with my girl all the time last year and this year too. But the new seasons, that shit is junk. But what is that pertaining to the music I listen to or the TV shows? It's all junk, all of it, right? To the social media, she looks at junk, and she's telling me I'm bouncing everywhere. But this girl is telling me like, oh, you watch all these motivational videos, and my homeboy like a couple years ago or last year was saying, you know, you're listening to these people, but it's not working for you. They have good principles, good habits, but you're obviously it's not working for you because you don't have the money, you don't have the results. You know, and that was my homeboy. Like he was a nice guy. He's not saying it as asshole, you know, but he's like, I can't even. He's like, I can't even take your word for it that this person is such a subject person, such a good person because like yeah, their results work, but is their results working for you? You know, so that's really how it goes, man. You know, we need results, but also learning from Hamza's videos like 2 years ago, like this is when I was working construction on Foster Road by the Amazon warehouse. There's two Amazon warehouses. So the one in the back I was doing construction on. But the sorting one in the front near the highway, that's where I was working the last 2 months this year. But 2 years ago, I was working construction in the Amazon warehouse behind the sortation. And there was the old head in orientation. He was there because he needed a safety meeting too. But he was like, I live in Florida. He's like, I gotta retire in 2 years, which would be like right around now. That's crazy. But he's like, I gotta retire in 2 years, but I don't want to do construction anymore because I live in Florida and all we do is travel. And I want to spend like the last couple of years, like spend seeing my grandkids grow up. He's like, maybe I'll drive trucks or something. Well, whatever it was, man, I was like, damn, like that's crazy lifestyle. That's good for him. It was all interesting intake because in my brain, I was low key excited because I'm like, damn, like that sounds dope right now for me to travel, get out. I was like, that's exactly what I want. I was going to ask them specifically, hey, like, how could I get signed on? I wanted to make a good impression. Then I started hanging around the wrong crowd, wasn't staying on business, didn't stick with the leader. So me and this guy, we're going to the front to get some coffee because they had amenities. But just because it was Amazon, they had the coffee spot or whatever. So we're walking to the break room. He was going to get a snack. I was going to get a coffee because that was my whole thing. And I showed up late, so I didn't get the coffee originally like I should have. So we're walking to the front, and then the head dude just so happens to be out there. He's like, what are y'all doing? We're like, oh. And he said such and such, and I'm pretty sure I don't even know. I was like, shit, I was walking him up here. And I should have left him out of my damn thing. I was like, oh shit, I was coming up here to damn get a water. Honestly, I need something. Well, I should have came up with something, but whatever it was, bullshit, caught him some bullshit. And he tells us like, hey man, you know what? Y'all just go on here, get out and have it here. You know what I'm saying? They're already looking to cut people. And that was the time where I knew I needed to be on my toes because I'm like, okay, they're already starting to let people go. So I'm trying to like look good. And the people around there were saying like, what's up? Hey, Josh. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yes, yes. I got this in the bag. Fucked up. And I know I'm bouncing everywhere, man, but during that time when I was doing that construction leading up to that, because I was like, what the hell am I doing? And I was working a pretty good amount to where I was like missing my workouts, which was still so precious to me, but you wouldn't wake up early enough or be committed to do splits because I was doing crazy volume at the time. But for a while, I was like, oh, I don't know, should I do it like between sets? Should I do 200 here, 200 there? And that's kind of where I experimented also, where I was like, I'm gonna do 200 before work, 200 after work. I did some during break. I did some on the job. I was like, shit, we're over here waiting. People were literally sitting down. I'm like, I'm gonna hit some push-ups. I'm gonna knock some fucking push-ups out. So I did while everyone else is sitting around. I'm knocking some fucking push-ups out because I just want to get to a number. During that time, I'm just thinking, I don't know nothing else about life. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I know one thing. I gotta hit these push-ups. I would even journal while I'm hitting these high volume push-ups. I'm like, why? I'm like, this sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like leading up to the halfway point, I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? I'm like, I don't know. I do not know, but I know it's gotta get done. So let's fucking do it. That's all I know. So why is it that push-ups is my priority rather than fucking making some money and providing? Because the very minimum, bro, man is responsible. You gotta pay your way, pay your bills, be independent-minded, independent thinking. If you want to live in your own house and have your own place, so be it. Do it. Even if you were married, you could own two houses. Stop thinking so low. I'm so low that I don't even think that I require a car or a phone. Gotta do a paradigm shift, my friend.